Oh my gosh, I have some piping hot tea to spill today, and some seriously wild allegations involving Beyoncé, Jay Z, and Diddy. And let me tell you, this tea is scalding.
How does Jay Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly?
All right, y'all, let's break this down. Jaguar Wright, who's known for never holding back, just went on national television and dropped some bombshells that have everyone's jaws on the floor. Now, before we get into it, I want to make it crystal clear. These are all allegations. We don't have concrete proof, so take it with a giant grain of salt, okay? But one thing about Jaguar, she's got a track record of spilling tea that turns out to be true, so who knows? So Jaguar appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored, and honey, she did not come to play. She accused Beyoncé and Jay Z of some seriously disturbing stuff. We're talking allegations of keeping bodies in their house for some kind of rituals. I know, it sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, right? But wait, there's more. Jaguar also claimed that Jay Z has been in cahoots with the feds for years. According to her, Jay's been the one bankrolling the investigation into Diddy, all to keep himself out of hot water. It's like a game of celebrity chess, and Jaguar's saying Jay's making all the moves. Now let's talk about the R. Kelly situation. Jaguar says Jay Z pumped millions into funding the investigation against R. Kelly, all to keep the heat off himself. And now she's claiming he's doing the same thing with Diddy. It's like a high-stakes game of, I'm not the bad guy, look over there. But here's where it gets even crazier. Jaguar says she's got 3 victims who are ready to testify in court about what Jay Z and Beyoncé allegedly did to them. She's talking about drugging people, flying them to their house, and, well, I'll let you connect the dots. It's some seriously heavy stuff, besties.
Publicly, Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick bag. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
Y'all, I'm shook. Jaguar's not just throwing shade, she's throwing the whole tree. She's saying that once Diddy's trial starts, all of this is going to come out in court. It's like she's setting the stage for the biggest celebrity scandal we've ever seen.
If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Guess they on vacation.
If this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland?
Now, let's talk about how the internet reacted to all this. People couldn't help but point out how close Jay and Bey have been to Diddy over the years. And then there's this song from Beyoncé's new album, Cowboy Carter, called Daughter. Besties, the lyrics are dark, like really dark. In the song, Beyoncé talks about catching someone sleeping with her husband, and, well, let's just say it doesn't end well for the other woman. She gets super graphic about cleaning up a crime scene with her partner and a bathroom attendant. It's giving major, I'm not the sweet, innocent girl you think I scam vibes. Let me read you some of these lyrics because, whoo, your body laid out on these filthy floors, your BL stains on my custom couture, bathroom attendant let me right in, she was a big fan, and it gets even more intense. I really tried to stay cool, but your arrogance deserved my solitude. Now I ripped your dress and you're all black and blue, look what you made me do. Beyoncé even compares herself to her father in the song, saying she's colder than Titanic water when crossed. Now I know what you're thinking, it's just a song, right? But some folks out there are convinced this is Beyoncé's way of confessing to something real. Specifically, they're connecting it to the death of Kathy White, who was allegedly Jay Z's pregnant mistress. Speaking of Kathy White, let's dive into that whole situation. Officially, Kathy died from a brain aneurysm. But Jaguar Wright has a different story to tell. She's accusing Jay and Bey of being responsible for Kathy's death. According to Jaguar, Jay decided to take matters into his own hands when Beyoncé found out about the affair.
Kathy White's life was taken unfairly. She actually died screaming, and the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think, and maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brand's sake? I mean, I'm just speculating.
But wait, it gets even wilder. In another interview, Jaguar didn't just accuse Beyoncé of being involved in Kathy's death. She also claimed that Beyoncé faked her pregnancy and that, are you ready for this? Blue Ivy might actually be Kathy's child. I know, it sounds completely crazy, but let's hear what she had to say.
Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay Z's pregnant mistress,
yeah,
who died of an imaginary aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the f was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is f***ing you. And the boss's boss don't get no f***. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties. To walk mother out! Cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come. You Sean.
Hey man.
Weirdo. Don't get no what you got in your head, that Neuralink. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Cause you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why.
Now let's talk about this investigative article by Hollywood Street King. This guy claims he was the first to break the story about Jay Z and Kathy's affair, so he was all over it when Kathy died. He says he talked to an NYPD detective who told him Kathy's death was considered suspicious. The detective said it was too early to say it was an aneurysm and they were waiting on autopsy and toxicology reports. Here's the tea. According to Hollywood Street King, Kathy had been in touch with a major tabloid about going public with her affair with Jay Z. She allegedly called Jay and told him she was going to spill everything for a price. And then, just 48 hours after Beyoncé announced she was pregnant, Kathy died. Suspicious timing, right? The article even included photos of Kathy partying with Jay Z and Claudia Jordan in a club just months before her death. Apparently, Claudia was the one who introduced Kathy to Jay in the first place. The plot thickens. And let's not forget about the baby recently spilling tea about Jay and Beyoncé having a secret meeting at Diddy's house with other industry bigwigs.
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people, he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know.
Right.
Jay Z and Beyoncé being, you know, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Beyoncé, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop de whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope. That was super.
Now, I cannot stress this enough. All of this is alleged. We don't have solid proof of any of these claims. But honey, the internet is buzzing. People are eating this up like it's the last slice of pizza at a sleepover. One person tweeted, "I'm so happy Jag is finally being taken seriously and able to tell her truth on an even bigger platform. No one spared. I believe every single word she sat on his platform loud and clear and alluded very directly to Beyoncé. My goodness, things are so deep." Another fan said, "Somebody hide Jaguar. She's spilling beans on people that may not take the truth she's speaking too kindly. Jaguar, a real one." So, what do we make of all this, besties? Is Jaguar Wright spilling some long-hidden truths, or is this all just wild speculation? Are Beyoncé and Jay Z really involved in some dark, twisted stuff, or is this just the latest chapter in celebrity gossip gone wild? Here's what I think. We've got to remember that these are some serious allegations being thrown around. We're talking life and death stuff here. It's easy to get caught up in the drama of it all, but we've got to be careful about jumping to conclusions without solid evidence. That being said, Jaguar Wright has been right about some pretty big things in the past, and you've got to admit, some of these coincidences are pretty eyebrow-raising. The timing of Kathy White's death, the lyrics in Beyoncé's song, the alleged secret meetings, it's all very suspicious. But let's also remember who we're talking about here. Beyoncé and Jay Z are 2 of the most powerful and influential people in the entertainment industry. They've got teams of people working to protect their image. If there was any truth to these allegations, you'd think it would have come out before now, right? Then again, money talks and power can cover up a lot of sins. We've seen it happen before in Hollywood. Just look at all the scandals that have come to light in recent years that people thought were just crazy rumors at first. At the end of the day, we might never know the whole truth. But one thing's for sure, this story isn't going away anytime soon. If Jaguar Wright is right and all this comes out in Diddy's trial, we're in for one wild ride. So, what do you think, besties? Are you buying what Jaguar's selling, or do you think this is all just smoke and mirrors? Do you think there's any truth to the allegations about Beyoncé and Jay Z, or is this just another case of celebrity gossip gone wild? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more piping hot tea. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. This is Hot Gossip signing off. Stay fabulous, stay curious, and never stop sipping that tea. Bye.